What's up, YouTube? Today we are going to talk about 7 tools you probably don't have, but you should totally give a try. Let's get started. This is a 12-volt right angle impact from Milwaukee. It is one of those tools, and like most of these tools are going to be, they're not something you're going to use every day, but they're definitely that's going to be something that's going to come in clutch, and it's really going to get you out of a pickle. Because of the difference between the head of this and like the head of a typical impact or even a drill, you're really able to get this in some tight spaces. For instance, when we did our porch rail update, getting in between those rungs and doing some of that stuff, I use this to attach Tapcons to the wall of the house. So, I mean, it is pretty awesome, and it comes in super handy. The second tool on our list today is a blade runner from Rockwell. I got this for Christmas a few years ago, and it is one of those tools that, again, not necessary, but super handy. It is essentially a jigsaw mounted upside down with a table. We used it a ton when we put our flooring in, cutting around kind of weird things on the floor, door jams, etc. It comes with a small little miter gauge as well to go through here. I honestly don't use that much. Got this guard and stuff that will mount on here like this as well. And it kind of helps to stabilize the blade. This is just one of those tools. I get in a bind, I'm working on something, and I got something weird that I need to cut out, maybe that I can't safely cut with a table saw or whatever it is. This really fills that gap. So my third favorite tool that I'm going to talk about is a little more expensive, and here's the thing. When it comes to woodpeckers, you're either on one side of the fence or the other, I feel like. I'm really on neither. I appreciate a good tool, and I saw these a year or two back when they came out with these. This is their CSP clamping system. I use them a lot. I build a lot of cabinets, and so I use them a lot basically as a third and a fourth hand when I am building those cabinets. So essentially you put these in here. Most of the time, like say if I'm doing a cabinet, I'm going to do this on the inside of the cabinet, and it's going to set in here, and then you're going to clamp this down on each side, and it will help to hold all of those angles and all the everything perpendicular to each other. It comes in super handy. It makes putting cabinets together a breeze compared to how I used to do it. The fourth tool we're going to talk about today is another tool from Milwaukee. This is the 18 volt, and I believe they have a 12 volt option as well, but this is actually a Sawzall. They call it a hacksaw, but basically it is a one-handed Sawzall, because you know a typical Sawzall is a little longer. It's a little unwieldy to hold, and can be a little bit of a challenge sometimes depending on the spot you need. This is really designed with comfort in hand and ergonomically. I mean, you can just one hand anything that you need to do and cut off with this. This is one of my favorite tools. It is extremely handy. I cannot say enough good things about this. I definitely recommend one of these, as they are really awesome. So our fifth tool today is one that you may have already seen the video for. So I did a video about this. This is a hinge jig from Blum. It's expensive. Honestly, it's about $300. So, but the thing is, I mean, it's solid, one. Two, this makes installing Blum soft close hinges a breeze. Instead of using like a Forstner bit, let's say, this comes with a couple of bits in here that drive this. So this bit is built into this jig, and then also you've got a couple of markers here. It works with inserted hinges, and if you don't want to use it for inserted hinges, I still go ahead and I push these down to those stops, because what it does is it gives you a mark of exactly where your screw holes are going to go. So that's really handy too. It just helps you to know that you've got everything lined up nice and smooth. Again, an expensive tool, man, it's a good tool. I know this is probably not going to seem like a tool, but it's something that I use a lot, and it is 3D graph paper. Basically, it allows you to draw three-dimensional when you're working on plans or anything that you're building. I know that I need to learn SketchUp. I just haven't gotten around to doing it yet, and one of these days I probably will. There's different options of this that you can find on Amazon and different places, but I use it honestly a lot for just, you know, sketching up an idea, whether it's a desk or maybe it's a coffee table or whatever. It's super handy. It works really well. I can't say enough good things about this because I use this or regular graph paper all the time. Number 7 are these little brass stair gauges. You can get these at Home Depot or Lowe's. What they do is they go on your framing square, like so. You put 2 of them, and basically it turns your framing square into like a giant speed square. Really handy for laying out stuff like on plywood. Anytime you need something that's just kind of longer to get some measurements or some markings, it comes in very handy. And a big bonus is it's only $5 or $10, Home Depot or Lowe's. Go check these out. These are made by Empire. You can also get some by Starrett. They are definitely worth the money. Okay, so down in the comments below, I'd love to hear, what is a tool that you feel like is one of these type tools that it's like, yeah, I don't have to have it, but man, when I need it, it comes in super handy. I would love to know what it is. I'm always looking for cool, unique tools, and I'm sure that other people in this community are as well. Hit the like button if this was helpful. Consider subscribing, and we will catch you next time.